welcome to the Bottom of the Stream movie show season 9 recap episode.
Sure.
That's what I'm calling it.
My name's Nick.
My name's Adam.
Welcome aboard the Streamboat. Here we are. We're sat around the conference table
We are
on the bridge.
on the bridge of the Streamboat, and we are going to discuss what happened
reflect.
in the last season, the last 25 weeks,
Sure.
and see what Robin gave us and what happened and all this sort of stuff that's happened over the last few months.
We've been good boys this year, this season, haven't
seem
we?
to have been good boys.
Because I think we had Robin was very kind to us
Yes, I think you're right.
with her movie servings, and
Yeah, absolutely.
we ate them all up like
There's-
good little boys.
I guess we can discuss it further. There's a possibility this is the best stream table we've ever created.
I would say, pound for pound,
Yeah.
I think this is the strongest set of movies
Yes, I agree.
that I think we've had.
I think you're right. Where did the bad movies start in season 9, Nick?
21st.
Wow. You're right as well. I might even push that to 22nd.
You did like
I-
the 21st place movie
Yeah,
a
I
lot
did. A
more than
little
I
bit
did.
more than you did. You can't normally say that in a bottom of the stream season.
No, and in fact, we very unscientifically the other week, didn't
Yes, we did.
We took,
Here Are the Young Men.
I thought it was Freaks.
Was it? Yes, no, it was Freaks. Sorry.
Which it was Freaks, You're One of Us, which is placed 20th
Yeah.
this season, season 9. If you remember, that was the German superhero movie,
It
wasn't
was,
it?
indeed.
About a mother discovering her superpowers.
Yes.
Dormant superpowers. And we just sort of, very, like I say, very unscientifically consulted our...
Previous stream tables.
Yeah.
And saw where it would go in them.
And in a couple, we thought it might creep into the top 10.
I think there was one where it ended up 6th.
Yeah,
And it's 20th in this table.
exactly.
That shows you the strength of this table.
So I think we've been very fortunate because Robin isn't always nice to us.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
We've got 6 wild cards in here. Very well spaced out across the table.
There was, I think, we're a few seasons into wild cards now.
Yeah.
And I truly now believe they are living up to their name because occasionally one of our patrons or ourselves will play it thinking, yeah, I fancy it winning this wild card race.
Yeah.
But I've done it myself. I'm always really tempted to just throw something in there that's just to piss someone off. And that's definitely what Ross Cook did this year.
And it worked. He
To
did a
annoy
very good
you
job of it.
with
He did.
sex tuplets.
We'll get to that very soon.
So, yeah.
So
yeah,
should
plenty to go.
What do you want to do?
Discuss.
Start at the bottom and work our way up to the
Sure,
top?
I don't think we need to spend time on all of these films, but let's recap.
So the film that
Season
finished 25th in season 9 was Spaced Out.
Just a movie out of time.
Completely
it's a
out of time.
1970s sexy movie.
Yeah.
It's a bluey.
It is a bluey.
It's a bluey on Netflix.
It was the 13th movie of this season and it's been bottom its whole run, so it's been bottom for 12 weeks. 4.4 on IMDb.
There's nothing to it. It's just some
It's just a
hairy people from the 70s doing
sexing
sex.
each other.
With the basic premise that the ladies are from another planet.
The more and more I think about it, the more and more I believe that Netflix don't know that movie's on Netflix.
100%. Let's move on.
24, Buddy Games. The movie that kind of defines this season slightly.
Awful. Just, I think Buddy Games has it's got a special place in bottom of the stream because it fits into that category where we've probably had in our time, we're probably up to about 10 of this type of movie now.
Yeah.
Where I always think, if I was at home watching this on my own and someone walked in, I would be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like
100%. They'd have had to walk in very quickly because it would have gone off within the first 10 minutes, I think.
Buddy Games is the sort of male
I don't even know how you describe it. It's
frat
some
boy,
middle-aged frat boys.
ex-frat boys doing their annual
Games.
one-upsmanship competition, and it's vile. It is a vile movie. It's disgusting. It's offensive. It's not funny.
No.
And
but it's getting a spin-off TV show, so somebody likes it.
Josh Duhamel has got a lot to answer for.
He has. I used to like that guy, but he's gone right down in my estimation.
Don't waste your time with Buddy Game.
Absolutely not. 4.8 on IMDb, though.
Unbelievable.
Not the lowest rated movie of this season.
Unbelievable.
In fact, there's a film in 14th that's rated lower than it. 23 was Sextuplets, the lowest rated wildcard of season 9. Ross Cook's wildcard choice for this season.
I like I say, he directly played this to annoy you.
He did.
He knew you would hate this movie, and you did not like this movie. I don't know if you've hated it as much as he would have.
I don't know if I'd go
liked you to.
hate. I disliked it very much. But I wouldn't say I hated it. It's still fresh in my mind. It's the 22nd film in the stream table.
This was Marlon Wayans playing
All the characters.
all the tuplets.
Yeah, it just wasn't. It just didn't do enough variation.
And it wasn't funny.
And it wasn't funny in the slightest. Nothing about it was funny.
It was lowest common denominator. One's fat, one's got a lisp.
Yeah.
One's a crook, one's ginger.
Yeah, it's just a nothing movie. And it deservedly lost the wildcard race for Ross this season. Deservedly the lowest wildcard. But 4.5 on IMDb.
Yeah.
Nightwolf was at 22.
Just a British werewolf movie.
With no werewolves in.
Again, this is now an on-running trope in this show. We've done a few werewolf movies.
But never seen a werewolf.
Never seen a werewolf.
Yeah, we really have.
This was a cadre of British soap and TV stars.
From like
plus Draco Malfoy, Tom Felton.
Yeah, randomly Tom Felton turns up. Gemma Atkinson's in it.
Yeah.
The kid from My Family's in it.
Young people trying to avoid a werewolf or night wolf.
A night wolf. Yeah, we don't even say werewolf.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. It's boring as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Move on.
Okay. 21. Here Are the Young Men. 4.7 on IMDb. This is the second highest rated one we've had so far.
This is an Irish movie, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, Dean Charles Chapman's in it and some other people.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
This
is sort of a very deprived estate, isn't it? There's no prospects. There's
you've seen it before. Gritty Irish drama.
Small group of friends going their own way after school finishes, and that sort of last blowout, and it tries to be a bit too arty farty, doesn't it?
It's arty farty bollocks.
Yeah,
it is.
And Anya Taylor-Joy aside, I wasn't even impressed by the performances. And
no,
do you remember that last bit when we were discussing the climactic scene of this movie? And we couldn't agree on what had happened.
Yes, that's true.
I don't think we should be having this conversation if this was a good movie.
Yeah, it's true. It sticks in the mind. It's week 10, that was. So it's 15 weeks ago. It sticks in my mind a little bit more than some of the others, maybe. Moving on, though. 20th. Freaks, You're One of Us.
I think there's a gap there.
There's a huge gap there.
I'll state that. Those bottom 5 are easily the worst 5 movies.
Yeah, this is the point where we get into good movies.
Yeah,
there's not even like these are the bad ones, these are the mediocre ones, these are the good ones.
I don't think there's much of a previous seasons we've had a bit of a non-zone.
Yeah, there's no non-zone. We've got bad, good, and excellent in this table. Yeah. That's all we've got. So yeah, Freaks, You're One of Us, the highest rated film we've seen so far, 5.4 on IMDb.
Basically covered it already, but really a good, tight, funny at times, dramatic at times superhero movie.
Yes,
with no budget.
No, none
they
at
did
all.
Really well on a nothing budget with this movie. Good story.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Me too, I think. I mean, it deservedly is in 20th position. It's good, but it's not as good as the other 19 films above it. 19th is Mercy, 4.8 on IMDb. Mercy was. It was week 4. It came the week after Freaks.
Remind me what Mercy was. This was the movie about all the brothers returning home because their mother was dying on her deathbed.
Oh, yes.
And there was a very much estranged relationship and they're all fighting for the family fortune.
Yes, that's the one.
And it turned out the mother had got a plan in place because she was basically in a cult. That was the twist.
It was.
And she was behind...
I have no memory of this movie whatsoever.
She was behind this cult/church which basically invaded the house, tried to kill all the family, and yeah. It was good. It was alright.
It was good. For some reason, it does not stick in the memory at all.
Yeah, that's a problem. But I think I remember having fun. And again, a nice little twist.
Yeah, it was a good little twist at the end. You're right. 18th was Sweet Girl.
We'll talk about stupid twists.
Yeah.
Sweet Girl.
Sweet Girl. Second week of the season, this one.
Yeah. Jason
5.5. Highest rated movie so far.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. Sweet Girl seems like a long time ago.
No, it does seem like a long time ago.
Seems like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Nice twist again at the end.
Kind of like a one-man army movie. Talking about
pretty
what we
much.
talked about
Pretty much what we talked about
last
last week. Nice twist at the end.
It was dead all along.
It was.
No, well, from the first 15 minutes. Fun.
Yeah.
Stupid. Fun.
Fun, stupid fun.
Yeah.
17th was Still Time, Alex's wild card. The second highest rated movie in this stream table.
Really?
Yeah.
According to IMDb?
According to IMDb. It's joint.
Why?
But it's the second highest rated movie in this stream table.
That's my foot.
Sorry for touching your foot.
Fine. I mean, why?
I don't know. It was week 11.
It's not a bad movie.
That's not a bad movie. It's not a...
Can you remember what we said about this?
No.
Our sort of feelings about this, as I recall, were that we would have... Well, I think you agreed with me. I remember saying I would have been a lot more into this movie if it had gone down the dramatic route.
Yeah, I do remember.
For all of it, because you've got the first hour, which is basically played as a bit of... You can almost imagine Jim Carrey starring in the American remake of, but I'm out of time. I keep reliving, every time I wake up, everything's moved on a year. But then the last 25 minutes, it changes and becomes this existential crisis type movie that...
Yeah.
If it was that all along, actually... This might have been really impactful.
Yeah, it didn't pick a lane, did it?
Yeah, and as the guy is realizing, I've thrown all this away. I've messed up with my girlfriend. I don't know my daughter. My dad's died, and it's like, this is a different movie. I remember that last 20 minutes having a real impact, but
the rest of it
just didn't hang together.
Yeah, I agree. What I find funny in this one is that I know how much Alex agonised over picking his wild card this season.
Yeah.
It took him weeks to come up with one. And then if Ross hadn't been a dickhead, he would have lost the race by a mile, and it's quite funny. But yeah, 6.6 on IMDb. It's joint second highest movie of the season. Following that was Black Crab. That is at 16th.
Only a couple of weeks ago.
Penultimate episode of the season, 24th episode. 5.7 on IMDb, Black Crab.
I think we enjoyed Black Crab.
Yeah,
overall.
I think we did overall.
Again, silly last 20 minutes.
Yeah, the ending lets it down dramatically.
Change the movie.
It does, changes the movie.
And not in a good way.
And really lets it down.
But a shout out to Noomi Rapace, because she's great in it.
Yeah, she is. She's always great. She's been on this show more than pretty much anybody now. And we've never really seen her do anything.
Just reliable actress.
Yes, agreed.
Excellent performer.
Agreed. 15th, Girlfriend's Day. 5.2 on IMDb, was the 14th episode of the season.
One of the movies that has been on our long list.
Since the beginning.
Forever.
From the very beginning. It's the shortest movie we've ever done, I think, or one of the shortest movies we've ever done.
Yeah.
It's about a greeting card company, or a writer.
Yeah. Played by Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk's in this.
And it's set in a world where the most important thing in the world and the most important industry and the most famous people in the world are those people involved with writing greetings cards.
Yeah, which makes it really unrealistic.
Yeah. But if you go with the joke,
you've really got to go with it.
It's weird having just described that to then say to you, it's quite a good noir crime caper.
Yeah, it really is.
But is it a movie? We know technically it's a movie.
Technically it's a movie,
feature length.
Just about.
But it's an hour and 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
And that prevents... We often came back to Girlfriend's Day, didn't we, as we were doing this, placing other movies in this table, and went, well, actually, it's got to go above that because it's a movie.
Yes.
And Girlfriend's Day may have come much higher.
If it had been a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And explored some of
It's quite interesting that the 24th and the 25th episodes are either side of Girlfriend's Day.
Yeah.
I find that quite interesting. Talking to the 25th episode, last week's movie is at 14th, Crawl Space.
You sure?
4.7 on IMDb. Crawl Space is rated lower than Buddy Games on IMDb.
It seems a really low IMDb rating.
Agreed.
For what is just a throwaway action movie.
Why is this rated so low? I don't think we picked up on this during the episode, but it is rated so low when you look at some of those other movies. It's mind-boggling to me that it's lower than Buddy Games.
Do you think people are watching this and going, well, this is just stupid.
They must be.
But which it is, but it's not bad. That doesn't make it bad.
Do you think it's Flanafans? Oh, I've just named his fan group. Watching Henry Thomas in all Flanagan stuff and then watching some of his other stuff and going, well, this isn't as good. Maybe it's that.
Maybe it's an expectation
Crawl
thing.
Space is silly fun.
Crawl Space, when I watched Crawl Space, it was pretty much exactly what my preconception of Crawl Space was going to be. It is a movie about a guy stuck in a crawl space fighting criminals off above him.
I think I expected it to be a bit grittier, a bit darker maybe, because it's quite light.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
It veers between, hang on, do we want you to be scared and worried about the threat that our villains pose?
Yeah.
Or do we want them to be Harry and Marv from Home Alone?
Yes.
And at times they were both, and that didn't really matter. But I had fun.
If you go by the IMDb rating, this is the third worst film we've seen this season.
Absolute bullshit.
Absolutely not. Not in a million years. 13th was To the Bone. This was another wild card. This was Jordan Shenton's wild card, 21st episode of the season, and is the highest rated movie in the stream table.
According to IMDb.
6.8.
So, good movie.
Yes.
Good performances.
Very much so.
I remember talking about To the Bone on the episode and saying, this movie did not get me in the feels like I expected it.
Yeah, that was the problem with it, I think. That was our major problem with it.
It pulled its punches.
It wasn't as impactful as it should have been.
And I wonder if it has got such a high rating on IMDb because it's a movie about anorexia and other eating disorders.
Yeah.
And that is very worthy. That's very important. Are people afraid to go, well, it's not as good as I...
Maybe.
You know, just because that's all really worthy stuff, but that doesn't mean you have to, the movie's
good.
And it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's good.
But it's not.
It is good.
I mean, it's halfway up our
Yeah.
table. It's not bothering the top of our table at all.
No, it's not. And mainly for that reason. I think if this had a bit more impact, a bit more emotion to it, it probably would have been a lot higher. It's just we marked it down for that reason.
And do you know what? I think it would have had a real good shot at being a top performing movie in this stream table if it had made us feel those things.
Yeah.
Because we don't get many movies that do that.
Exactly. We don't.
And that's fine. That's what I expect from this show because of the level of movies we're looking at.
Yeah.
But if it had that, I think it could have been a contender.
Agreed.
And it was all left on the table.
I am with you. Number 12 is Cadaver, 5.2 on IMDb, and was week 12, 12th episode of the season.
I enjoyed Cadaver.
I enjoyed Cadaver.
I think you enjoyed it more than I did.
But it's a much more a me movie than it is a you movie. It's a silly horror movie. It worked for me.
But it's a good setup. So this is a family. Again, it's a post-apocalyptic setting, isn't it? A poor family amongst many other poor and homeless people are invited into a big mansion for the evening, fed a slap-up meal, only for things
to go south.
Yeah.
Well, they start getting hunted, don't they? And it's their escape of that. I don't have many issues with Cadaver.
Oh, it was a good movie. Well
done.
Good
movie. I think in any other stream tab, it gets a lot higher than 12. But as we've said numerous times now on this episode, this is a very strong stream table. It's definitely top 10 in pretty much every other stream table for me.
I would say so.
Number 11 is Paradise. Is another wildcard pick. This was Sam Mulholland's wildcard. Today's Sam's birthday as we're recording this, so happy birthday, Sam.
Many happy returns.
It's the 18th show of the season, and it's currently at 6.3 on IMDb. So the 4th highest rated film of the season, maybe 5th. What was Paradise? This
again was a sort of near future, wasn't it? Where it's a German movie.
Yep.
Where you, as a citizen of this society, have the option to sell time.
Yes.
So you can shave years, months off your life
Yep.
for a monetary reward.
which backfires massively on our main characters in the show, in the film, and it's their story of why that is a bad thing and not a good thing.
And it feels weird to say this about a movie that's 11th. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
But I also kind of feel this is probably the closest movie in this season to sort of, if we did have a sort of forgettable movie.
Yeah, I think
this might be it.
Yeah, it's mid-table for a reason, I think, and it's mid-table in a strong table. But yeah, it's quite forgettable. Now I'm trying to remember what happens in it, and I can remember the basics of the story, but there's a lot of specifics that are not in my head.
I remember a lot of the issues we had with it, with the character base.
Yeah.
And the shifts that the two main characters, they basically end up swapping viewpoints by the end of the movie. But that's not done as a gradual change of ideology. It happens in one scene when they suddenly go, well, I think we should do this now. And the other one goes, well, I now think the other thing.
You were a lot more offended by that than I was, if I remember rightly. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, it is maybe too high.
I don't know that it's too high.
Maybe too high. Maybe it just, I don't know. We did have a couple of great scenes as we go through. It did have some good stuff.
It had some good action in it. A really memorable scene when everyone at the clinic was being taken out by the hitman. Yeah. When it was good, it was good. But
I think with hindsight, I'd maybe drop it a couple of spots. But yeah, we can't do that. That's against the rules. Right, we're going to hit the top 10 of season 9. Are you ready?
Sure.
A Redemption of a Rogue.
I loved it.
Episode 20.
I really liked it.
You really enjoyed this, didn't you? This was, like I said earlier, Cadaver was a me movie. Redemption of a Rogue is a you movie, but for sure. Another Irish movie?
Yeah, it was a folksy. It was folksy as in its music.
Yeah,
because there's a folk
band all the way through
in the background. But it was also like a folk story, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And it's the tale of an Irish guy returning to his village to make amends for his mistakes in the past, and also to commit suicide.
Yeah, that's what he was planning.
And
until he doesn't.
Life has other ideas.
Yeah, it does. Life gets in the way sometimes.
And there's a lot of biblical allegories to this.
Yeah.
40 days and 40 nights of rain, plagues. And I find it really funny.
I don't have to say this, but all of these top 10 movies are a high recommend from me.
Yeah.
I would recommend these all of them to everybody.
Yes.
So I'm not going to say it for every movie. Just know that everything in the top 10 is fantastic. Yeah? Number 9.
The first movie this year.
Yeah, the season opener, Catty Catty, stayed there all the way through and stayed in the top 10 the whole time. It's the second highest rated movie of the season, joint with Still Time. Nigerian, if I remember rightly.
I remember being really affected by Catty Catty.
Catty Catty has been my point all season. All season I've gone, is this movie better or worse than Catty Catty?
Yeah.
Because it has been my, what's the word I'm looking for?
Benchmark.
That is the correct one I was looking for. Yeah, Catty Catty's been my benchmark for this season. And to have that in the first episode is pretty impressive. Because I had a lot of time for Catty Catty. I still have a lot of time for Catty Catty. I can see me watching it again in the future. It's quite short if I remember rightly.
Again, yeah, it was only like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's about a recently deceased lady coming to terms with her place in the afterlife. And again, starting to make tie up loose ends, I guess, with the assistance of the other inhabitants of this place. And
it's wonderful.
It's really sweet.
It's wonderful. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's really sweet. I'd high recommend from me on that one. It was like I said a minute ago, it was my benchmark for this season. Which means that all of the movies above it are better. Number 8, Don't Listen.
Okay.
7th episode of the season. It's a strange when you have a podcast and you have to title it Don't Listen. That's troubled me slightly.
It's a Spanish horror movie.
It is a Spanish horror movie.
About a possessed kid?
Yeah. They just moved to a new house.
No, he wasn't possessed. He could hear. He was the conduit, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
To this haunted house.
Yeah. And then there's a horrible twist in it that works, but it's just a
bit too far.
But what a film. What a great horror movie.
It was a good horror movie, yeah.
Really good horror movie. Really enjoyed Don't Listen. Again, maybe it's a little bit too high.
If it is, I think it's only a place too high.
Yeah. I don't think it's better than Catty Catty, but that sort of shit. That happens in a stream table that you're building week on week.
And that you've got to agree on with two people.
Yeah, exactly. Recency bias gets in the way a lot. Number 7, Against the Ice. 6.5 on IMDb.
It doesn't feel sort of... This is the opposite to sort of Mercy, which feels like eons ago.
Yes, it does. Against the Ice doesn't.
Yeah, it was week 6.
Yeah, it was. And Mercy was week 4.
This was based on a true story. So this was Nikolai Coster-Waldau's movie, wasn't it?
Was.
About true story about 2 explorers.
Danish explorers stuck in Greenland?
They were trying to prove that Greenland was separated.
Yes, they were.
From...
Or were they trying to disprove that?
They were trying to prove that it was...
it was an island and not a part of the peninsula of the United States. Yes, it was. You're correct.
And really well done.
It came at the peak of the stream table was this sort of movie, because if you look, 6, 7, 8 and 9 are all in the top 10.
Yeah.
And that was 6. So this is where the good films started for us in week 6. Where did we get to? Number 6, Convenience. The 23rd episode of the season, and it's currently rated at 5.9 on IMDb. What a treat this was.
Just a lovely surprise.
A really good surprise. I was expecting to hate this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's
like a cheap British, unfunny comedy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting. And it really isn't.
It was a delight.
It's a real delight. It's a really touching story about 2 men robbing a petrol station.
Yeah.
And something about it really clicked with both of us.
Everyone's great in it.
Everyone's great in it. There's loads of cool cameos.
Yeah, because it's got a wonderful gimmick.
Yeah.
Where you've got these 2 guys who are robbing this petrol station, but they can't get into the safe until 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Because it's time locked. So they decide they have to work there.
They have to stay there all night.
And then you get this sort of... It is a gimmick, but it works really well, of this sort of rotating door of cameos coming into the petrol station.
Yeah, Anthony Head's in it. Vern Troyer's in it.
Yeah.
A couple of famous British comedians in it.
And the chemistry between the 2 main characters and Vicky McClure, who plays the shop assistant. It's really good.
The three of them together are really good.
Yeah.
The scene with Anthony Head out on the petrol forecourt.
It's quite touching.
Might be scene of the season.
And Vern Troyer scene is really funny.
Really
and there's
funny.
loads of really funny scenes in this.
Yeah.
And it was just a real pleasant...
A real joy. I've got a lot of time for Convenience. Yeah. A lot of time. Number 5, The Humans. Week 8 of the season.
This is still like... Even now, 3 months later, I was like... I'm still not quite sure what to make of this movie, but I know it was a good movie, but it felt like I've been through the ringer.
The Humans is like a movie like I've never seen before. It's a play.
Yeah, it is a play.
It's a play on a stage.
And it's intense.
It's so intense. I've said previously I don't remember some of the scenes in this movie. I think I could name every scene in this movie. It's still in my head, fresh as it was the day we watched it. There's something special about The Humans.
So this is just the tale of a family celebrating Thanksgiving together.
Yeah.
On the same day that the youngest daughter and her fiance are moving into their new apartment. And it's a play about a dysfunctional family. Secrets are revealed. But the whole thing is filmed and edited like we're watching a horror movie.
Yeah, but it isn't a horror movie.
No.
But it's filmed and, like you say, the cinematography... Everything about it screams horror movie.
Yeah.
But it isn't a horror movie.
You're sort of creeping around corners and...
noises in the distance. The setting's gloomy and
jump
grim.
Scare from a pigeon.
There is.
And it's I find it unbelievably tense.
There's some... And I think I'm going to say this. There's majority of our stream tables, that's winning.
I think it's
something special.
Right up there.
There's something special about The Humans that puts it right at the top of most stream tables.
But I don't think I would ever like to watch it again.
No, I'd never watch it again. If I got the chance to watch it on the stage, I probably would.
Yeah.
Just to see how it works. But no, I don't think I'd ever watch it as a film again.
Yeah.
But there's something there. Something about that. Top 4. Number 4 film of this season was The Waterman, 15th episode of the season, 5.5 on IMDb, and was your wild card.
It was my wild card, and I really enjoyed this movie. It was a throwback, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
It was really good, and that's one of the reasons I chose it. I thought, you'd already played your wild card. I thought, I've got to try and get in the mix.
Yeah.
And watch the trailer, bit of reading. This is going for that sort of Stranger Things, Super 8. It's got that nostalgic.
It really has
80s vibe to it.
Yeah, it feels like Amblin movies. It's a late 80s, early 90s family movie. But it's not, but it feels like that.
Yeah. And this is the tale of a young boy going off into the woods to find this mythical creature, the Waterman, because legend has it that he holds a key to immortality.
Yes.
And the lead character's mother is dying from cancer. It's really good.
It's really good. Really, really good. It's only rated 5.5 on IMDb.
I think we weren't... Again, we thought it didn't quite stick the landing, otherwise it could have been an all-timer.
It's the lowest rated movie in the top 10
on
IMDb, but it shouldn't be. Talking of wildcards, number 3 was my wildcard for this season, Warriors of Future. Week 9, I played that, and it's 5.6 on IMDb, and it has won me the wildcard race. It's the highest rated wildcard in the season.
Yeah, third place. That's great. I mean, you just managed to pick...
I don't even know how I did it.
So fun.
I don't remember why I picked Warriors of Future.
Absolute, just nailed on popcorn action sci-fi blockbuster.
Which isn't why I picked it. I picked it expecting it to be...
It's a Chinese movie, by the way.
Yeah, it's I expected it to be cheap, poor CGI, Chinese rubbish. Because I just thought it'd be fun to do an episode on. And what we actually got was a fucking great action movie.
About a alien city-eating plant.
Yeah. That the humans have to go and
we follow this squad that's got to get in there, deliver the payload and destroy this thing.
It has no right to be as good as it is. But and fuck me, it's good.
Genuinely, the CGI is right up there.
Bang on.
Right up there with anything you'll see from Hollywood.
Yeah, it really is. Maybe better. Some CGI... I think CGI is getting worse as films progress, so maybe even better.
There's a whole chase scene in this movie at one point where they're in the back of a van shooting at all these robots that are chasing them, and then they end up hanging on the precipice of this freeway, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So much fun.
It really is. It's really great. It's a deserved winner of the wildcard race. And again, it would have won stream tables in other seasons. Yeah. But the 2 films that are above it, fuck me. Number 2 was Hellhole, week 17, 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb. What a movie Hellhole is.
Simply, for me, it's one of my favourite movies we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's simple as that. Both of these movies are at the top, but
this one I expected. Our table topper, I expected good from that.
Yeah.
This was completely out of left field.
Yes.
A Polish horror movie.
Yeah, an exorcism. I thought it was going to be
an exorcism movie,
which I don't enjoy. I don't like exorcism movies. I wasn't looking forward to watching Hellhole.
So the premise is a new priest arrives at a monastery, tasked with basically auditing this monastery, which is famous for its exorcisms.
Yeah.
However, 20 minutes in, that's all out the window. This isn't an exorcism movie at all.
No, it's not.
This is something entirely different.
It's a crime drama.
And, this has a plot that goes back hundreds of years.
Yeah.
I don't know how much this... I mean, we've already done an episode.
We've done a whole... Yeah, if you want to know more about it, listen to the episode.
But honestly...
More importantly, watch the film. Watch the film.
If you've not listened to our episode on it, go and watch it. Then go and listen to our episode, because going into this unspoiled was just wonderful.
Marvellous.
And you get to the end of this movie and you're like, no, they're not going to go here. They're not going to go here. And then they do it.
And they fucking do.
And it's...
potentially the best ending of a movie we've ever had on the show. Right.
I don't know if it's best, but it's like
right up there if it's not.
Fair play, guys. Yeah.
Round of applause for that.
It's called Hellhole for a reason.
For going where you go with that movie.
Clues in the title.
Round of applause. Which brings us to our number 1 spot. Blood and Gold has won the season 9 stream table. It was the week before Hellhole. Those 2 weeks came together.
At 15, 16, 17, or week 15, 16, 17 make up 3 of the top 4 movies.
What a run that was.
Yeah.
Blood and Gold, man. It's a German movie. It's a German war movie.
It's almost a Inglourious Bastards 2.
There's an argument that it's better than Inglourious Bastards.
It's great.
I can't express how good Blood and Gold is with words.
It's fun. It's funny. It's violent, and it's just.
It's a heck of a ride.
Yeah.
What a ride.
It's the story of a German soldier who is deserted.
Yeah.
Who comes across a village which is being raided by the Nazis for a rumoured stockpile of gold, Jewish gold.
Yes.
And he and his small band of friends that he makes along the way defending this town against the onslaught of Nazi soldiers. And it's so fun.
It's remarkably good. There's an argument that it's the best film we've done on the show. It would win most
if
stream
someone
tables.
said that this was their favourite movie we've ever done,
I wouldn't argue with them.
I'd be like, yeah, sure.
It's not far off my favourite movie we've ever done. It would be top 5 probably. Blood and Gold will definitely be in my rotation. At some point in my future, I will watch Blood and Gold again. It's a fantastic piece of cinema. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it's great.
And that rounds us out for the season 9 stream table. Overall, thoughts on the season?
Yeah, just like I say, really strong.
Really strong season.
I do have at the back of my mind, we can't get this lucky next season.
No. No.
And I also, I look back over at some of our previous seasons and we, we've got a couple of seasons where we're sort of saying, actually, there's probably only 4 or 5 good movies, like actual good movies.
And this one, there's 20.
And I started to question myself partway through this season, like, have I gone soft?
Yeah, same. I did as well, and I was like, "What has happened? Have we lowered our threshold of what we enjoy now?" But I don't think we have. I think there's just genuinely good movies in that.
I think so.
The top 5 is arguably the best top 5 we've ever put out. The top 10's probably arguably the same, and I don't know. There's something really special about all 5 of those top 5 movies.
Yeah, go and check them out.
Go and check all of them out. I think with that brings to an end season 9.
What do you want from season 10?
More bottom of the stream movies would be good. I enjoy watching poor, badly made movies. And I don't feel like we've done that enough lately. So, but that being said, I really enjoyed doing season 9. I think it might be my favourite season we've done. We've had a lot of fun. We've watched a lot of good movies. I think we don't talk about The Wave enough. The Wave's just really fun to do. I really enjoyed doing The Wave review. I really enjoyed doing this show.
Me too. Which we couldn't do without everyone who listens.
No, so thank you to everybody who listens.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it. Whether you're one of our patrons, although we do love you a bit more, or someone who's just
about £5 a month more.
or someone who's just listened to a couple of episodes. We started this a few years ago.
At the end of season 10, we'll have been 5 years
exactly. Just doing it for us.
Yeah.
Because we can have a laugh and spend some time with each other. And it still blows my mind that we've got a good audience out there who listens to us every week.
Same, absolutely.
We really appreciate that.
We do really appreciate it. We love all of you. We're going to go away for a little bit after next week. Only for a couple of weeks over Christmas. We're going to enjoy Christmas with each other and with families and stuff. But then season 10's coming in January.
Sure.
Robin, I'm sure, will treat us to some great movies, some poor movies, and everything in between that. All the wild cards are back in play.
Yep.
So if you've got a wild card, get them ready. And if you want one, get over to Patreon and get one.
Do it.
All right, I think we're done. Shall we get out of here?
Let's do
it. It's a shorter episode, but it's what we expected.
Yeah, back next week for The Wave.
Yeah, The Wave will be back, and the super secret special bonus episode.
Yeah.
Which is not super secret anymore because we told you what it is. Yeah, and then just thanks for listening.
Have a great Christmas.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. We got that the wrong way around. Do it again. Say cheers.
Oh,
Say cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.